So the next song on the record is called The Necklace, and with the second title of Make a Gesture, Start a Fight. The song originally in my mind, when I first wrote it, was pretty low key. It was much more like Belle and Sebastian's roller coaster ride at the end of Boy with the Aired Strap, which is like a nice, just sort of plodding kind of journey. And so some of our early versions of it were just it was like that, kind of thing. And then I added sort of these big dynamic, big hits for the chorus. It just didn't work. We played it that way a few times. It didn't work very well. And so I think I went back to the keyboards and just added in an arpeggiator again and just sort of a more driving kind of rhythm to it. And it turned into kind of a dancey thing somehow. I think primarily because of Jamie's guitars. That's where it ended up. It's like a soft disco. Because I didn't want to go full on. It's there. You can kind of hear it for a section of a verse, but it doesn't stay there. But I remember it was sort of like, it's kind of like New Order a little bit with the bass line. And for me, the song that I reference in my head is "Barbarism Begins at Home" from the Smiths, and the end of that song and the guitar work. But anyway, it turned into much more of a dancey, which is different for us. We haven't done a song that feels like that.
Letter, number, color will do just fine. When I was young, I never did think twice. When I was young, I never did think twice. The necklace will teach you what this world is like.
I was thinking about, again, youth and kind of how you can do things in your youth that just sort of stay with you forever. And if they get known, it can be very problematic. These things, they don't ever go away. And so lyrically it begins with this idea of the albatross from the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. He kills the bird, which is supposed to bring them luck, and they're hanging around his neck, and it becomes a sign of his bad behavior, basically. And so the albatross is just what I had in mind. A letter, a number, or color will do just fine, and those are references to a letter being the Scarlet Letter, a number being from the Holocaust, the Jews being labeled with a number, or a color. I was thinking of pink triangles and that kind of, again, sort of this imagery is attached to you. When I was young, I never did think twice, which is a line from Diary Standard from one of our earlier records.
And you like self-referential songs anyway, right? I mean,
I like it when people do that.
Yeah.
Morrissey did that a couple times.
Yeah.
And I always like that kind of thing. I don't think I've done it but myself before. Well, I did it with Solid Gold one time, but I think that's it. But the chorus, the necklace will teach you what this world is like. The necklace will keep us all in line. I don't love that. I mean, I never could get outside of it. It feels a little bit like, like they're going to keep us in line, and we're not going to, I don't.
You're not pushing for antinomianism.
Right. No, I'm not pushing for some sort of anarchy or anything like that. But it's these things. They
Stick with you.
They stay with us and they restrict us in some instances. And so the chorus. I mean, the chorus is just pretty straightforward. But and again, the albatross language just keeps coming back around, and the line, "You made a gesture in plain sight. You made a gesture and started a fight." It was related to. Do you recall when people making the OK sign was related to white supremacy.
Yeah, I've seen like memes that I didn't really understand, but what's the thing?
I don't know exactly, but it's like when you make that, and I won't make that sign just for fear that someone will. But there was something related to that, this sort of symbol that we had always known growing up. This idea of you made a gesture. All you did was just do this thing that you had done your whole life.
Yeah.
And suddenly now people are going to fight you over it, kind of thing. Maybe not physically, but at least sort of,
Online.
virtually. Yeah. And so I like that idea. Again, it's like this thing that youthful kind of experiences that can be held against you and used against you and all that. And they're enough to kind of make you nervous about just sort of navigating the world.
Yeah.
Am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? And not in a spiritual way,
Right.
but more of like will I get in trouble from other people? So,
Yeah.
which of course is why it's a dance song, because these are the dancey themes that kind of come out.